All right, thank you guys for helping me out. It's nice to kind of come back from the gym and spend some time with you guys. I'm going to teach you a reading lesson. We're going to talk a little bit about one of the things that is your favorite time during the day. What is your favorite time during the day?
Lunch.
Elizabeth, boom! Lunch, right off the bat. That's my favorite time of the day, too. All right, so we are going to be talking about school lunches. Raise your hand if you like lunch. John, you don't like lunch? All right. Mike likes lunch. I know he likes lunch. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you out a quick sheet. We're going to talk a little bit about this reading before we do it. All right, and I know that you guys have done this in class. You did it with me last year. You're going to, I know you do it with Mrs. Stanhope right now. We're going to take a look at this. Go ahead and put your name on the sheet. Let's take a look. I know you've seen these before. All right. An author can write something, especially if it's nonfiction. Bradley, what's nonfiction mean?
Real.
It's real, yeah. It's not made up. All right. Good job. So an author is going to write either fiction or nonfiction. All right. And if you're writing nonfiction, it's going to do a couple different things. All right. It's going to entertain. All right. So it's maybe funny or just lighthearted, but it's there to entertain you, all right? It might be to persuade you, to tell you something about this is why you should think this. This is why you should agree with me, all right? And then the last thing that an author could be doing if he's teaching, or he or she is writing a nonfiction article, is to inform you about something. So when you get this article that I'm going to pass out to you guys, all right, and we're going to split up. It's kind of the same article written two different ways. All right, I want you to quick look at it, just kind of scan it and decide in your mind, is this author going to try to entertain me? Is this author going to try to persuade me? Or is this author going to try to inform me about something? You guys handle that? Give me a thumbs up if you can handle that. Good, thumbs up across the board. Excellent. All right, so I've got Anthony, Destiny, and Mike. I want you guys to come over to these three desks right here. Anthony, Destiny, and Mike, I put your names on the paper already. Those are your three. And then Elizabeth, John, and Bradley, you're in these three desks over here. Once you're in your group, what I want you to do is just take turns reading out loud. You guys can split it up. You remember how we used to do it in my class, kind of the popcorn? You read a sentence or a paragraph or whatever you want to do, and you can popcorn it off to the next person. All right, if you want to do it that way, if you just want to say, I go a paragraph, you go a paragraph, that's up to you. I'm giving you guys free choice on how you do it. All right, but everyone needs to take part and everyone needs to get it read. All right, so we're going to come back together in just a couple minutes after we read it. All right, so ready, go. All right, Mike, you go ahead and start.
Los Angeles is a lunchtime at Washington.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. It is lunchtime at Washington and Rockland High School in Los Angeles. And Chris Jackson is.
You guys can kind of
school
like
lunch.
scoot together over here and then reading out loud to each other. So Elizabeth, if you want to scoot around here. You're not going to say anything. I'm sorry, Mike, go ahead. The apricots.
Apricots are sour. Say carrots, foolsticks, and the turkey burger is nasty. If they were up for her, she would not have taken the potato wedges, then she would fill up on
Happy English reading from Captivity Fever, March 7, 2014, at Washington Prep High School in Los Angeles.
Yep, Los Angeles Unified.
Is occurring in early
And so it goes
they don't like the
Los Angeles Unified School District is the country's second largest and
Los Angeles is a lunchtime at
650 million
Los
US
Angeles is
each day, so
lunchtime
it's still at least
at a Los Angeles high school.
Parish.
It is Jackson.
It's probably much more according to their who is in charge of the food service for that comes to $8 million a year of waste. The market says we're a far better spell than strawberries and watermelons.
To where she would eat the potato wedges. Then she would buy Cheetos and juice
But
at
under
the
the
school
federal
store.
school need
Los Angeles
Unified.
Unified is the second largest school district in the country. Every day students throw out at least 1,000
100,000.
What can we do about it? Says
worth of food.
That's a lot of food. Can you guys picture that? $100,000 worth of food every day. Man, there's kids all over the world that need food, and we're wasting that much. All right, go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
And it's probably more, said David
And more fruit
Binkle.
and vegetables.
He is in charge of meals. If you add everything up, schools waste 18 million on food each year.
Wow. You can picture what you could do with $18 million. That's, I could do a lot with $18 million. All
You can
right.
eat food right out of trash.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. All right, who's next?
Bradley, what can we do about this?
Binkle.
Because
These foods
we
will make them
we can
very large
stop
and
forcing children to take food they don't like and throw it in the
there's a
garbage.
big argument over the new school
You guys ever?
In 2010, the lawmakers passed a school meals law. It is called the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act. First Lady Michelle Obama supports
You okay over there?
And his cough.
the law says that students must take at least 3 foods at lunch. One of the foods must be fruit or vegetable, otherwise the government won't pay for it.
Go ahead and finish that sentence.
It doesn't matter though if students throw the meals out.
So all of a sudden, since this is saying the government makes the lunch ladies force you to take things, does it all of a sudden explain things why you've got Mrs. J saying, make sure you take that, make sure you take that? Does that like give you some answers all of a sudden? Now you can tell, I know why you do that. All right, good. Who's next?
So the waste food costs about $1 million each year.
Nutrition Association.
We're not opposed to healthy changes. And Julia
Said Julia Bosher.
she is a leader in the group. She says
Interruption, we have some last minute
take
announcements.
foods they won't eat.
Attention middle school
Hold on just a second.
tracksters, there is
Hold on
no
just a second,
practice
Anthony.
tonight, but you are supposed to still make yourself available to help with the high school track meet tonight.
Middle school
Also,
kids,
there
make sure you
is
go to the
no
varsity track meet.
Middle school track meet tomorrow. No middle school track meet tomorrow.
So,
But you are
So it
supposed
sounds like
to
Mr.
stay
Hake is
out
still
with the
sick.
high school track meet today. And I need to see Emily Humphreys to the office. Thank you.
all right, guys. So no middle school practice tonight, but you have to help at the varsity meet if you're a middle school track person, and you have to help out at the high schoolers. And tomorrow your meet is canceled. So it sounds like Mr. Hake is pretty sick. All right, proceed. All right, planting school gardens.
Students in Boston ate mushrooms and vegetables after the new rules took effect. They still threw away much of them without.
It was Juliana Cohen.
The solution, Cohen and others say, isn't to throw out the rules. The solution is
Harvard.
to find other ways to get children to eat their vegetables.
In Boston,
Good.
This includes
She
making
said
meals
that
taste better
the
and
rules
planting school gardens.
have helped children
Recess
eat
before
healthy.
lunch also helps.
That
A LLA on a 5
Particularly.
have below menus. By more than
Important.
170 schools
point for
offer
four
harvest
students
the month.
They
Lessons about fruits and vegetables.
Rely.
rely on
450 schools on
school
Saturday,
meals.
Fridays.
Good job, Bradley.
Still have
says
still have
the
full
answer
titles up to
is
the
in
school garbage
and
cans.
to the rules. The answer is to find ways to get children to eat their vegetables.
In Washington Prep, if you
Taking meals taste better. Sometimes school gardens having decent school lunch also helps.
At the Los Angeles schools, some students eat their whole lunch.
If the food is good food,
Sometimes for football players, we can eat all of it. Badly good, said Daniel.
then she dumped her food.
Ofa?
Ofa.
That sounds good. I like that. Since I'm a football coach, I'm going to eat all of my food, no matter if it's good or bad. That's good stuff. All right. Go ahead. You guys are done. What I want you guys doing, go ahead and keep reading. I want you guys kind of scanning through and get that who, what, where, when in your head. So when we start talking about it, you guys answer ready to go.
Wait, so
You kind of look. We'll talk about that quiz afterward.
you want to do it
Don't worry about it right now. I want you looking through what we just read for the who, what, where, when. All right. Oh, we're done? All right, good. You guys finished about the same time. Great planning on my part. All right. Yeah, Elizabeth, go ahead and turn around so we're all kind of facing the same way.
You can use the whiteboard if you want. There's a whiteboard marker underneath that paper.
Oh, that's all right. All right. We got the who. Who can tell me who we were talking about in this article?
It's
Mike?
about like school lunches and about these kids that throw away the food and trash cans and I see what money.
Okay, so what? So you said school lunches. Where school lunch? Like what? Who was that? Who were we talking about?
Like some of the kids named
All right, you look. What do you say, Anthony?
Eric Jackson. That's what he thinks.
Okay, it's one of the kids. All right. I'm looking for a little bit something a little more in general, not necessarily the kids' names.
the law supports like they're trying to put veggies and like fruits more, which Michelle Obama wants that to happen.
Okay, so our first lady, she wants to get more healthy things included in lunches. So she kind of figures if kids are, if it's put in front of them, they're going to eat it. But what do you guys that were reading this article over here, who do you think we're talking about? Were we talking about one person in particular? One school in particular? Or were we talking about schools in general?
I think we're talking about one school. Or the school in general.
Schools in general?
Because they said like 450
Yeah.
schools and like 200.
Yeah, so they were they used one school as an example. Do you agree, John? They used one school as an example, but we're talking about schools in general. All right, yeah, so I think for the who, we can put schools. All right, and if you want to, that LA school, all right. What were we talking about? We talked about it from the very beginning. Destiny, what do you think? What were we talking about in general? When you think back to that article, like what was the whole gist of it about? School lunches, yeah, exactly. So, school lunches. All right. And where? Where was this, Mike?
In Washington.
Was it in Washington?
Yeah.
Washington was the name of the school.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Today, just general knowledge, you know what state Los Angeles is in?
California.
California, good. All right, I'm just going to abbreviate it because my writing is not that good. And Los Angeles is going to be LA. All right, good. Nice job. Let's take a look at that sheet that I gave you. Yep. And what I want you to think about, and then go ahead and write it on your sheet, right here, I want you to think about why was this article written. It's kind of like what we talked about at the top. All right, was it to entertain you? Was it to persuade you to try to get you to think something? Or was it to inform you about something? All right, go ahead and what would you think? You decide, and the spelling is right up there. So is it entertain, persuade, or inform? What do you think? Just one word is all I'm looking for. Yep. John, what did you say? What did you think that this article is trying to do? Raise your hand if you agree with John. Everyone agree? Mike, you disagree with him? What do you think it was trying to do?
Entertain.
Entertain? You were pretty entertained by this? I don't know. Was this a pretty silly article? Talking about food fights and stuff? I don't know. I tend to agree because it was giving us a lot of information and like points of view. I feel it was trying to inform us, but I'm glad it entertained you. That's a good thing. All right. I would hate to think I'm giving you boring things to read. All right. I mean, it's not monster trucks or anything like that, but it's still pretty cool. Food is good. All right. Go back. There's a word on the second page that was circled. All right. Oppose. Good. Thanks, Destiny. All right. I circled oppose in that article. All right. And I want you to look at the words around it. Look at the sentence around it. And I want you to kind of, in your own words, write on that sheet what you think oppose means, how it's used. Yep, yep. Kind of like what we used to do. We used to have the, in my class, we used to have the science terms. All right, I want you to do the same thing there, but so you're going to write the definition of what you think it is and draw the picture. So if you're opposed, what does that mean? Yep, we're not opposed to healthy changes, said Julia Boscher. She is a leader in the group. She says students shouldn't have to take foods they won't eat. All right, so she's saying, happy. Well, we're happy with changes, so we're not opposed to healthy changes. All right, so we're not happy about healthy changes. I'm not sure that's quite what it means. What do you think, Mike?
Like, opposed, like, it's like opposed, like you don't have to try it or you have to try it.
Yeah, kind of. Okay. All right. Good. I like that. That's a good way to put it. That's all right. What do you say your definition for opposed is? Doing something. All right. What do you say? You're not quite sure. All right, John. What did you think?
Have to or not? Have to.
Not to or have to. I like that one. That's a good one. All right. So oppose, the actual definition of oppose, and you can go ahead and write this in is against. All right. So tell me if this makes sense, because we know that they're trying to do things a different way. We're not against healthy changes, said Julia Boscher. She's leader in the group, or she's leader in a group. She says students shouldn't have to take foods they won't eat. All right. So did that make sense the same way? We're not opposed to healthy changes. We're not against healthy changes. Does that sound the same?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, excellent. And then, you don't have to, which saves some time. We're running short on time. So we're going to go to detective time on the back. You're going to turn this paper over. All right? And I want you to do kind of what we did here. We did the first couple, we were talking about schools in general, LA in particular. What, we were talking about school lunches, healthy school lunches in particular. And where, Los Angeles, California. So you've got some of those answers. So I want you to, on your own very quickly, I want you to fill in this little chart back here. You can use it, absolutely use that.
You want me to stop?
Give them all of me. Maybe I can put this on YouTube and let the
I
kids.
stopped it in the middle though when they were
That's
reading.
all right. I'll figure out how to
Splice
splice it.
it.
Is it going right?
Not on you.
Yeah, let's go away. When? Does this?
It
Alright.
says right here, like under the picture, March 7th, 2013.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. That's right in. That's right in the text. It's telling you exactly
Jacob, I
when
didn't
they
see
wrote
you.
it. Those are all the clues that you can find. Alright. Look on the very front of the graph.
March 7th, 2013.
Alright, see where they're finding that right there? Sometimes answers are just kind of right there. You don't have to think too much about them. Sometimes you find that answer right in the text. I like that why. I like that why. Why are you guys thinking that you read this? Like, why would the First Lady, why would she want healthier lunches?
So kids don't get like obese.
Yeah, exactly. She wants them to be. That's a great why. You guys can just listen to what Mike said. All right. And then the last one, I kind of see this as an opinion. All right. How do we solve this problem? All right. There is one group that they were talking about in there, and it says, darn it, you're making kids take those healthy choices. You're making them take it. All right? And if they don't eat it, oh well. But that leads to what, Mike?
Like they can oppose to try the fruit and veggies like people.
Right. Well, if Mrs. J makes you take a pear, and you don't like a pear, what are you going to do with that pear?
Like the lunch ladies at our school, like, if you don't want it, we just give it to them and they like put it to
But they make you take it, all right? And that's kind of, we were talking in this group a little bit about that, all right? But that's the rule. Do you think that makes much sense? The government is saying these kids have to take this? You don't think that makes sense? All right. What do you guys think? So what do you think is a better solution? Just real quickly on that last little bit. What is a better solution? Anthony's going to town right now. That makes me happy. All right. What's a better solution that you think of instead of making those lunch ladies take that? Or if you think it's good that the lunch ladies make kids take some of everything, then go ahead and tell me that. But maybe they can make less. Right. Because they know this isn't going to be as popular. All right?
Sit down.
Give me a thumbs up when you're done writing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. Good. I'll give you about 30 seconds to put your last little thoughts on there. And go ahead and let's look at the back. We'll do this since we only got about 4 minutes left in class. We'll do this last little part together. All right, so everyone go ahead and turn to the back. And I will kind of go over your written responses tonight on my own. And I appreciate you guys helping me out again. Quiz on the back. Is everybody there? All right, Bradley, turn your sheet over real quick. All right, finish that thought, and where'd your quiz go? Oh, there it is. All right. What kind of food does the school lunch law not allow to be served? Does it not let you have apricots? No. Apricots are pretty good for you. Does it not let you have potato wedges? Potato wedges are pretty good for you. Does it not let you have turkey burgers? Turkey burgers are pretty good for you. How about Pop-Tarts? Yep. As delicious as they are they good for you? No. All right, they're not good for you. So who said yes? I don't think I've ever come across a healthy Pop-Tart. So go ahead and check B right there. Oh, you have different questions? Oh, okay. So I'm reading to one of you guys. I'm reading to you guys. All right, cool. You guys on your own. You take your quiz. I don't have one of yours with me. All right. Same basic article, just written 2 different ways.
No.
All right. And number 2, why do the students in the article throw their school meals in the trash can? Bradley, just by remember back to the article, why do they throw them away? Yeah, I don't like the taste. Elizabeth, what would you say is a benefit of the lunch box? Yeah, helps kids eat healthy, absolutely. And finally, John, what would you say is the main idea of the article? Finding ways to cut down on food waste in school, making school lunch more tasty, making children eat their lunch, or feeding poor students? A, finding ways to cut down on school lunch. All right, excellent. If you guys are done with your quiz, I just want you to put them in a pile on that desk right behind Anthony and Mike there. Make 2 different piles. Put the article in one pile, put the sheet in the other. Turn your desk back straight for Mrs. Stanhope, and thank you guys very much. You can start getting your stuff ready. I appreciate it. And thank you, Mrs. Stanhope.